what was I going to say? Oh, and then every other week we're going to have the coach call at 9. I know that I said that a lot of, in that book, like in the Building an Empire book, talking about, getting people to see what we do as a team together and building it together. I'm going to mute everybody's line.
Why can't I fucking...
How do I do that? I forget how to do it. There we go. Okay, so I know how we said that we should be building our coach calls together, and I do think that that's a good idea. But I also think that it's a good idea too, if you're starting to build your own team and you're starting to lead, to be willing to maybe do a webinar or a coach call on your own too. So it doesn't hurt to like add another one into your schedule during the month, maybe one other one that you do with maybe another leader on the team. So you can start feeling comfortable doing that on your own and stepping up into that leadership position. So get that in your head, because I think it's awesome to be growing the team together, and I would like to keep providing that for people and everything, but it also is going to be good to get outside of your comfort zone and step up as a leader and start leading that yourself. I'm going to do a quick year in review, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the vision that we have for our team as a whole moving into 2017. So just to go and review from what last year, the things that we had Hammer and Chisel was last year right around this time, right before January. It was the launch of Hammer and Chisel, which was an awesome program. If you haven't done it yet, you should have the All Access Pass, and you should be able to put that on your calendar. Then immediately when we started in 2016, we had the launch of 22-Minute Hardcore, which is awesome. If somebody doesn't have a lot of time, I'm probably going to do that program next. I actually never finished it. Not consistent. And then in January, we had the launch of Cafe Latte. So we've had that for almost a year. And I told a girl today how many flavors we had of Shakeology, and she was like, whoa, there's a lot to choose from. And I was a coach when we only had like 3 flavors. So it's pretty dang awesome that we keep adding to our toolkit. Then we had the launch of Country Heat at Summit, which I didn't think that I was going to like at all, but I did do it the full 30 days. And I didn't really change my body at all, but I didn't go backwards, which I thought was cool. And it was a lot of fun, and it wasn't hard on my body. So it's a great program to offer to people, and it's fun, and it's more of an easing into it. Then just in November, we had the launch of Core to Force, which Beachbody isn't launching another program this January because they're wanting to give us more time to be able to continue to market Core to Force and all the other programs that we already have in our toolbox, as well as the All Access Challenge Pack. I think if they do launch another program at any time this year, during that launch, your best bet is to leverage the All Access Challenge Pack again, because they're going to have access to that program and all the other programs. Then we have the Success Club trip, which will be announced shortly. It'll be announced at the Super Saturday on this Saturday. I hope you guys are going and attending one. And that, if you are a Success Club 10, All-Star, a Premier Coach, an Elite Coach, you get access to the trip to be able to register for that trip early. And when you do that, you're setting, basically, you're creating a contract with yourself that you're going to hit Success Club every month in order to earn that trip for free. Now, you can always pay for it out of your own pocket, but why would you want to do that when you can earn it if you just hit Success Club 10 every single month? So signing up for that trip, if you're hesitating and you're like, I don't know, set that intention, set that goal, sign up for that trip if you have the chance to, and then push for it to be paid for. I mean, there's no reason why you can't. Everybody can do this. This year, we'll be heading in just a few months to Punta Cana. I know that we have, raise your hand if you're going. I know that we have several people going. Woo-hoo. Okay. And then we'll be hitting Summit, and we'll be having our luncheon, I'm sure. I haven't planned anything yet, of course, slacker, and I need to get on that. I'll have my assistant start looking for places, and then I'll just finalize everything and pay for it. We also have, we had a couple of we had actually one qualifier for the New Leader Conference. Stephanie, a big shout out to Stephanie. She went from being a diamond coach to a 2-star diamond coach. She opened up her second business center, has already advanced her second business center to an emerald coach. And she also qualified for the new leader conference in LA in January. And she'll be headed out there, and it's a very intimate type of thing. So congrats on that. Not only that, but she bought a boat this year. She bought a hot tub this year. She doubled her income from last year. And that is what happens. Did I freeze? Dang computer. My dang internet here always freezes. She bought a boat, she bought a hot tub, and she doubled her income from last year. So you guys, this is what happens when you work hard and when you're consistent in your business. There's no difference between Stephanie, myself, or any other amazing coach that's rocking this business other than being more consistent in their inviting more people to this opportunity to say, into giving them an opportunity and a chance to say yes. So I just wanted to give you a big shout out. She would have been a premier coach had it not been for, I think she was one coach shy of being a premier coach. We lost one active coach within one of her diamonds that made her not be a premier coach. But I mean, premier is really just recognition. I mean, it would have been freaking awesome, but it's not like it's extra money. I mean, you would have gotten a jacket. So anyway, and then just FYI, we were a 2-time elite team. My hope is that we'll be a 3-time elite team, not this year, but in 2017. So we didn't make it this year, and that's totally fine with me. We had to slow down to speed up. So I wanted to do a little bit of a sharing about our vision and kind of tie ourselves together to something concrete that's our mission that we are going to work to accomplish this year. Something to unify, get a unified goal, and to work towards to create a legacy for ourselves and our families, and to profoundly impact people's lives long term, not just for the short term, but for the long term. Because in this business, we're not looking for a quick fix. We're not looking to sign someone up for 21 days and have them cancel their Shakeology and quit and be like, okay, I lost 10 pounds, I'm done. And then go back to their old ways and their old habits and gain the weight right back. We're looking to create advocates of people that want to have a long-term solution and want to stick around with us for a long time. So I'm going to share my screen really quick because I made a very short little slideshow, very, very short. And I'm going to open it up and put it in present mode. So as you guys know, we need to probably work on a new logo because we changed it to Limitless Unity. But the original discussion started with a few of us, and we decided to name our team Limitless. And we added the unity on because the point of that is that we're limitless when we're unified together as one. First we imagine the vision, then we inspire in others, and then we empower them to go after it. So how many coaches do we want to have on our team at the end of 2017? I threw up a number. I would love to have 2,000 coaches on Limitless Unity that are thriving because of their Beachbody experience. So not just having 2,000 coaches that are like, I don't really like this, or I could do without this, or we want to have people that truly believe in our mission and are working towards breathing life into people so they can live a limitless life by design. And I want to ask you, and to start thinking about this, how many coaches do you want to have in your downline at the end of 2017? You can see this number when you log into your Coach Online office. On the left-hand side, it says how many coaches are in your downline. What would be the number that you'd want to have on your team at the end? Because it's a good place to start is setting that goal and not just waiting for it to happen. And another thing, if you do have that goal of hitting Premier or Elite, or being a Success Club 10 All-Star Legend, or being a Success Club 10 All-Star, or any of those things, that if being at the New Leader Conference or being at leadership, you have to start working towards that goal right now. You can't wait until July to be like, I'm going to be an elite coach and start gunning for it in July. You have to set that goal right now. You need to know what it takes to make that happen. And you need to know how many people you need to hit Success Club, how many coaches you need to recruit on your team, how many rank advancements you need, how much team volume you need, what you need to do in order to make that happen. And you need to set that goal right now, and then you can reverse engineer that goal. So say it's, first of all, look up Elite. check the FAQs, go into YouTube, watch a video, be resourceful and go out and find the information that you need. If that's a goal of yours and you're like, I don't even know what it means to be elite, learn that information. Don't wait for your coach or your, upline star diamond to teach you what it means to be elite. If that's a goal that you have for yourself, then figure out how you get to that goal. I didn't have somebody to tell me like, well, this is what you need to do, and here's the points that you need, and explaining it to me. I had that goal, and I saw my elite report, and I figured out how I made that happen. And it, 2 years in a row, as a team, we collectively made that happen. And it didn't start in July. It didn't start in November. It started in January of every year. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to hit that goal of elite or premier, you've got to be a recruiter. You've got to be bringing on new people every single month to your business that want to build a business with you together. Then start thinking about what you want your goals to be for rank advancements and leadership ladder. So my goal for this year for myself would be to hit the executive leader on the leadership ladder. I've hit organizational leader once, and then I went back down to team leader. So my goal would be to be consistently organizational leader and hit that executive leader on the leadership ladder. It's not just about rank advancing, because the leadership ladder focuses more on how much you're helping your coaches and if you're actually earning an income. The leadership ladder is going to show you more that you're earning an income based off of team cycle bonuses than rank, because it bases your leadership ladder is based off of weak leg volume, and your weak leg volume is your limiting factor in your team cycle bonus income. Now, if you're a high recruiter, that's awesome, but you want to be someone who recruits high numbers and gets those people results, helps those people get results, so that they end up becoming advocates of the products and they join your team and they become coaches and they contribute to your team volume. That's the way to build a long-term sustainable business, not just retailing and then you're done. Okay, I sold the challenge pack and now I'm done. Next, I just want to say, think big and act big. There's no difference between myself and anybody on this call or anybody on this team. I know I do earn a six-figure income in this business, and that level of success wasn't guaranteed. The reason I got there is because I'm a high recruiter and I work hard, and I'm not afraid to invite people to this opportunity. So be bold with your goals. Don't just say like, whatever. I'm just going to be like a diamond coach by the end of the year. You can hit diamond. Stephanie hit diamond in 7 weeks. That means that you can help your coaches hit diamond in 7 weeks. So the sky is the limit, but you need to be bold and you need to act big. So you need to take action. You can't just set a goal down and say, I'm going to be an elite coach 2017 and then not do anything about it. You're going to have to recruit high numbers in order to make that happen. You're going to have to be consistent every single day in your fitness, being on team calls, engaging on the team page, going out and being resourceful and looking for information and learning it and not waiting for your coach to feed it to you. And you need, on your posting, on your social media, you need to stop caring about what people think, and you need to just be consistent in sharing who you are and branding yourself and setting yourself apart from all the other coaches that are out there that are available to people. Always be thinking about what is your next step. So you need to start planning out your year right now. Don't wait to start planning out your February challenge group until a week before. Have it in your mind of who you're going to invite, what you're going to do, and start inviting and taking action every single day. See that this opportunity is the opportunity of a lifetime to create financial freedom for yourself and your family and for everybody else that you offer this opportunity to, and take steps to make that happen. As I said, be resourceful. Don't expect someone to keep feeding you or to feed you the information. Go out. There's resources everywhere. There's the Coach Online Office. There's Google. There's YouTube. You can learn this business from literally all of that and doing it on your own. But don't sell yourself short in your goals. If you want to set an income goal, which you should, be realistic about it. So if you're a brand new coach and you're making like $50 a week right now, and you're going to say, in February, I want to make $1,000 a week, that is not realistic. It's going to take a while to build up the people that you need to earn $1,000 a week. And it's going to take longer to build it up to $2,000 and then beyond. So set your goal, whether it's $50 a week, $100 a week, $200 a week, $1,000 a month, and determine how many Success Club points you need to earn in order to make that happen. How many coaches you need to add to your team in order to make that happen. How much volume you need to produce in your downline in order to make that happen. You can't just set out a number and be like, I'm going to do this, and it's not going to happen unless you reverse engineer that goal and you understand what you need to do to make it happen. Set goals based on events. So where do you want to be at Punta Cana? When we go to Punta Cana, do you want to be a 10-star diamond, coach? Do you want to be a 5-star diamond coach? Do you want to be a team leader on the leadership ladder? Do you want to be an organizational leader on the leadership ladder? Do you want to have recruited 20 new coaches to your team? Set your goals for all of those things based on events. And then for summit, do you want to be recognized on stage as being a 2-star diamond or a 4-star diamond or any of those things? Set your goal based on events. And then new leader conference and leadership ladder or leadership event. Like I said, leadership is the best event all year of Beachbody. So if you want to get to that event, you've got to start thinking about that right now, and you've got to work your little booty off to get there because it's not easy to qualify. So set goals, know where you're going, assess throughout the year to see if you are getting there, because you can't just set the goal right now and be like, yeah, I want to be a 5-star elite coach. And then just go about your day, go about your business and not assess every month where you're at and how far you've come in reaching that goal. And if you fall short in reaching that goal, you'll still have moved your business forward in a big way. So don't be afraid to set big goals. Be bold and act and think big. Be consistent in your business. Learn how to use scripts that work for you to show people the value of Shakeology, and focus on retaining your customers and coaches long term, not just a quick fix. That is the direction that everybody is going. Set expectations for your challengers and coaches in the beginning, and then empower them to get results and empower them to lead their teams. So just to show you what we're going to do quickly is the vision for 2017, I didn't want to talk about quickly about the simplifying the vital behaviors. So simplify the vital behaviors. Simplify and continue to use the vital process. It is just as simple as connecting with people, getting them results, converting them to coaches, and then mentoring them and duplicating. That's the process. And we try to overcomplicate it with this all access pass and challenge pack. What we're doing is we're simplifying and we're giving them the complete solution, and we're showing them from the beginning that this is a long-term commitment and not just a quick fix. And the point of the all access package is to continue to have better Shakeology retention, because they already have all of their fitness taken care of and they will never need to buy another program. But in order to retain them on Shakeology, you need to create value around that while they're going through the challenge group. You need to create value around that with your customers using scripts and having them understand why they need to drink Shakeology every day, and why they need to continue it even after the 21 or 30-day group is over. True leaders go above and beyond and inspire people to change. They inspire change in people. And that is the indication of a true leader. So what we're going to use as our vision and our motto for this coming year is going to be, and Kristen and Stephanie and I got on a call today and we talked about this, and Kristen pretty much came up with the theme. So it's going to be see the vision, trust the process, and live the dream. So you guys have to be the first to see the vision. You have to trust the process with your fitness and your health and coaching, and you have to be consistent even when you're not seeing the results. And you have to be on team calls even if you're not seeing the results in your business. You guys, team calls, it's 1 hour a week. It's 1 hour a week for 52 weeks. That is 52 hours in a year. 52 hours in a year. 1 hour a week. So if you're leading a team right now and you're not getting on team calls, you're setting the tone and you're setting the standard for your team not to be on team calls. If you don't have a team right now and you're getting on team calls, then good for you, because when you have a team, you're going to show them the importance of being on these calls. This is where you engage with your team, you become a part of the culture, you share with everybody else, and we all share with one another. It's not like Marissa does the things and teaches us how to do it. It's we do the things together, because together we're stronger. So if you have been consistently getting on team calls, congrats to you. And if you don't have any coaches on your team yet, when you do, you're going to be setting the standard for them and setting the tone, and they're going to know the importance of these calls, and they're going to be on them. It's 52 hours in 1 year. That's like, most people work that many hours in 1 week. You know, I mean, I know stuff comes up once in a while, but if you can't commit to being on the call consistently, you're doing yourself, your team, and your challengers a disservice. So that is my spiel on that. Get on board with our vision, get on board with our culture, get engaged in the team page. Oops, am I frozen again? I freeze. I don't know where I was at, so I'm just going to repeat myself. Get on board with our vision and our culture. Get engaged in the team page. Get engaged in the team calls. Invite people to the coach call. It's every other week. You can invite coaches. You should be having someone new on that every single time that we do it. That's how you're going to get results in your business, is by engaging in this team and by being a team player and by being resourceful and going out and finding the information and making shit happen. So that is it, you guys. That's our vision. We'll probably do some t-shirts. We'll make it a theme for Summit. Maybe people, like we did Limitless shirts last year, or I did for my coaches. And that's it. So let's now start working on our vision boards. Does anybody have anything to share or to say about before we do our vision boards?
I just wanted to share something. I shared it on my team call last night about how being honest, like, we shouldn't be afraid to be honest. Like, you know, I'm a fitness coach, I'm a fitness professional, and guess what? I didn't eat super clean like the last 2 weeks. I had amazing results with Quarter Force the first 30 days. And then I kind of just wasn't really that careful with my nutrition the last 2 weeks. And if I had to show my next 30-day results, I actually went backwards. My weight is the same, my size is the same, everything's the same, but I went backwards. And so I'm actually doing the 21-day fix, and I've been sharing the shit out of it, like, on Facebook. And I'm saying, like, yeah, I sucked the last 2 weeks. Yep, I'm a fitness professional, I'm a personal trainer, and yeah, I didn't do great the last 2 weeks, and I don't have as great a results because of it. Like, I'm not exempt from getting results. And just because I want my abs to be chiseled again doesn't mean I think about it and it happens. Like, I got to buckle down. Am I in shape right now? Sure am. But I have goals just like anybody else. And if I want to achieve them, I have to work for them just like you guys do. And so, you know, you would think like, ooh, that's not a good post. Like, it's the new year and you're going to say like, you're not doing well, but that's the truth. Like, that's the truth. Like, don't be afraid to share the honest truth, because that is how people relate to you. Like, I literally just did a video right before this call, and it's getting so many freaking hits on it right now, because I was like, hey guys, this was me like just last week. See these Doritos? I picked out all the ones that are curled over because that's what I like to do. I think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a couple Doritos here and there. And like, you know, I was showing them, you know, things that like I would get for my kids and have a little bite of this and a little bite of that. And I was like, that shit adds up, you guys. Like, it adds up. And, you know, I was like, but that's what I was doing last week. I'm not doing that this year. Like, not right now, this week, first week of the year. And so I'm just, you know, be honest. It's okay. We're not perfect. People don't expect us to be perfect, but that's how they relate to us when you're honest. So I just wanted to share that.
Anybody else have a share or comment? All right, so let's whip out our vision boards and our magazines. And if you guys want to chat about like your visions for yourself and your team, I would love to hear them. Anybody want to share?
I'm looking for some badass bitches. That's what I want.
I am looking for some, you know what Danny Johnson said? And this was like really, I wish I could remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of, I want 7 independent team players, or independent, self-motivated team players who can build this business without me. So it's not about us providing everything for everyone. And that's oftentimes when we don't recruit, because we're like, oh, we need to be the perfect sponsor. No, we need to recruit people who have leadership qualities and who are going to build this business on their own, with or without us. Stop begging people to do this business with you, and stop making recruiting about you and make it about them. And if you do that, I will guarantee that you will recruit coaches, because they will want to be a part of what you're doing. And the years that I did the best, the 2 years that I hit elite, or that we hit elite as a team, I was recruiting like a mofo. I recruited at least 70 coaches both years. 5 or 6 a month. That doesn't mean that I only talked to 5 or 6. That means I probably talked to like 30 or something. I don't know, and then 5 or 6 say yes. You guys look at all these top coaches. You think Melanie Mitro is something special, or there's like something that she's so, she's very organized, and she's very very, very organized, very emerald. But in reality, she recruits like 400 people a year, or some crazy number like that. When you recruit those kind of numbers, it's inevitable that you're going to find the people that are going to build this business with you. If you want to hit just a very small statistic, is, I don't know what it is now, but years ago, 4% of coaches reached the diamond level. 4%. That means if you recruit 100 coaches, you're going to have 4 diamond coaches out of those 100 coaches. Now, that doesn't mean that you just go out and you recruit low-hanging fruit. That doesn't mean that you go out and recruit someone and you beg them to be in your business, and they're not going to do jack shit, but you just get them in because you need those 100 numbers. Look for quality people that have leadership qualities, and ask them to join your team. And you're going to hit that number a lot more likely than if you're trying to just grab those low-hanging fruit that are out there for you to grab, and they're never going to do anything. Be selective and go for quality over quantity. But go for a lot of quality.
Like you said about looking for people that have the leadership skills, like finding those people, that's what I want, because I feel like what I have going on right now with Team Strength United, and we talked about this earlier in our message feed, is we are the foundation. Like, I look at Raina and I look at Diana and I look at Georgia, and I'm just like, this is us. Like, I can't wait to see how many lives we're going to impact as a team. I'm super stoked about it. And I want to find those leaders, those ladies that want to learn and that want to keep striving and waking up every day and overcoming their own struggles so that they can help others do the same. That's what I want. And I want them to want to learn. Like, I want them to realize that I cannot teach them everything, and I'm still learning, and I'm still a work in progress, and they need to understand that they're still going to be a work in progress. I don't want them to be perfect, because it's their flaws that make them who they are. That's what I want them to know. So.
Awesome. I like that you're focusing on what you want, because what you focus on expands, you guys. So if you're focusing on what you lack and what's wrong and what you need more of and what isn't going right and what's negative, you're going to get more of that. But if you set the intention and you focus on what you want and you go after it, you're going to get more of that.
I'm excited.
Our magazine sucks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm excited because I'm actually starting. I've noticed, like, in the last few months, like, people are coming to me that, like, literally I talked to them today. I talked to someone and I was like, holy crap, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Like, everything she said, I could have said the same exact freaking things. And she did sign up as a discount coach, and she might actually be on the call tonight after this. And that is exciting. That's taken me a long time, but that's what I want. Like, I freaking want myself duplicated. I want someone that wants to run with this business. I want someone that is like crazy into fitness. I want someone that gets passionate and throws out F-bombs. Like, I want someone that just doesn't freaking care and does them. And that's what I hope to find more of this year. I'm starting to find those people. They're in my challenge groups. I just need to encourage them that they can run with this business and it can do amazing things for them. I'm super excited.
And my mentality is like, what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? Like when I have a conversation, like, what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work out? Okay.
Exactly.
I used to believe that.
The worst thing that can happen is that somebody gets follows the program and it gets really good results and never makes a single dollar or a dime.
I actually took that idea and I messaged a few people that were discount coaches, just upgraded recently. And I was like, one person I was like, ooh, I think she might want to get on the call tonight. And I had another person, I almost didn't invite her. And then I did. And she wrote me back and she was like, you know what? Now it's just not the right time. I'm not there yet. And I said, okay, thank you so much for responding. I wanted you to make that decision and not me assume it for you. And I was glad that I did that. That was a step for me because usually I would have been like, nah, she doesn't want this. I'll just assume for her. And I chose not to.
I did your, Stephanie, your conversation was in my head today because I was on a call with someone, and typically what I would do is just 5-step, get to know them over the phone, forming and things like that. And so what I did was she's like, yeah, this is good. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, so what do we do next? And like Marissa was saying before, you would just say, oh, well, challenge pack 140. I was like, well, I mean, honestly, you can get all access with the shakes for 200. I mean, but if that, or no. And I said, but if that's not good, you can just get this for 30 days for 150. I mean, it kind of just depends on what, oh God, that sounds way better. Yeah. And then I formed her and I go, I mean, I know it's kind of short notice. We're on the phone now, but do you want to get on a call tonight? Yeah. Really? Okay, cool. I would have never asked. Oh.
Yeah, people are loving this $199 deal. It seriously is way easier to sell than any of the other challenge packs, and it's the most freaking expensive one. But people are like, no, I want the year one. Yeah, I want that.
Well, like Marissa was saying, it's a lot easier than to sell a general challenge pack. And then when people are like, no, that's too much, what's the other option? Like she did today. And I was like this. She's like, oh no, I want that. I'm like, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I had a girl that I talked to today on the, I meant to share my scripts with you guys, but after step 3, what I'm doing is step 3 is I send them a third party tool in a video. Then I'm like, okay, that's usually when they're asking price and what, are the next steps. And I'm like, okay, let's just hop on the phone for 15 minutes. So that's my process now between step 3 and step 5. And then I just get them on the phone. I do a little forming. I talk to them for a little while and I explain, because they're asking me costs. So instead of writing it, I just get them on the phone. And I had a girl that was like, yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I can't really do anything. You got to tell me how much it is. And then initially I had said in the message, well, it's $5 a day. Can you afford that? And she was like, yeah, I could do that. I was like, well, let's hop on the phone so I can explain to you all your options. And then we got on the phone and I told her about, you can do this for $160, 21-day fix, or you can do the all access for $199. And she was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to do the $199. I was like, all right. So I created, she hasn't enrolled yet, I don't think, but I created the link and sent it to her. So
that's awesome to say $5 a day. I've usually said they start out at $60 and people usually don't say anything negative about that, but $5 a day, I'm going to totally start using that. I never really thought to say it that way.
Because I'll say $5 a day and then they'll be like, well, for how many days is it? It's actually going to be 6 now because that was for the 140 pack. $5 a day is actually, it's going to be $6 a day now because it's a 160 pack really. So yeah, I always do that. And then they're usually how many days? And I'm like 30. I'm like, can you handle that? And they're like, yeah. I'm just writing down my goals right now here.
Brain, I think $4 a day is just like for the Shakeology. I think $5 a day is like saying like
For a challenge.
and Shakeology.
I don't know. I have it in my script, and I just tell them to work out and do the shake. It comes to like, maybe it's like 4 something, almost 5, and then 5 something, almost 6. But however I word it, they like it, and they do the math. So.
And I'm, I don't want to focus on lack here, but I'm going to tell you guys why this team isn't growing as fast as maybe some other teams. It's that we don't present the opportunity to enough people collectively as a whole. We don't, and probably the reason that we don't do that is probably we're not tracking it. So we're not paying attention to how many people we're inviting. If you want to have 100 people join your team this year, you're going to need to talk to probably 500, about the opportunity. Okay. If you break that down into numbers and monthly, then you need to figure out how many people does that mean you invite? Shizzle. Damn it. Every time I talk this damn thing, it's like, hopefully I'll have better internet over at the new house, which I'm closing on Friday. So, so if you want to recruit 100 people, that means you need to probably talk to 500. That means, break that down into, numbers. How many people do you need to talk to? Divide 500 by 12 months. That means you need to be inviting 40 people a month to the coaching opportunity. That means 10 people a week. I guarantee nobody's doing that many people because I know I'm not. But when I had high recruiting numbers, I was inviting everyone I talked to the coaching opportunity. At some point, I was getting to like, hey, have you ever considered doing what I do? I mean, when we got to a point of having trust in the conversation, then I asked them that. So what is your fear in inviting people to the coaching opportunity? Is it that you think that you are going to have to be the one that teaches them everything that they need to know? Because you can just check that fear at the door right now, because that isn't your responsibility. You can provide an environment that's conducive to them learning everything that they need to know to be successful, and then they can be resourceful and they can search out the information on their own. Bunch of kids in there. So, or is it that you are afraid that what are they going to think about me, or are they going to say no? It's like, what's the point of having the fear around that? The reason that you have fear around it is because you're making it about you and you're not making it about them. And when you make it about them and you show up and you say, I have an amazing fucking opportunity at my fingertips that can transform everybody's life, everyone that I come into contact to, in such a huge way that it's done for me. I retired from being a nurse anesthetist that I was absolutely miserable doing full time and was stressed out and was hating my life and would have rather died than continue to do that every single day of my life because I was so miserable doing it full time. Now, my once a week, that's fine. I go in for a few hours, I do some anesthesia for outpatient surgery. I go home and it breaks up the monotony of being a Beachbody coach. But it has completely transformed my life. It would be so different if I was in the operating room 12 hours a day or 8 hours a day right now, being on call on the weekends. My life would be so much more miserable. So I know that it can do that for other people. And when I offer them the opportunity to say yes, I am giving them a chance to completely transform their life. It's not about me anymore. And when you get to that point, trust me, it will be fun, it will be fulfilling, it'll be meaningful, it'll be passionate, you will love what you're doing, and they will say yes at some point because you're not putting pressure on them to say yes to you, but rather you're giving them a chance to change their life. And if you stay in touch with them and you follow up, they will one day say yes. I used to try to pressure people into signing up right away. Cause it's like, you got to close the deal. You got to close the deal right then and there. You can't let them wait. Now, when I talk to people and they sound unsure, I'm like, I don't really think that this is for you. Cause I had this young guy who was going to join my team and he was going back and forth and he was going to share the challenge pack with his friend and they were both going to be in the challenge group. I was like, it doesn't really sound to me like this is for you right now. You sound very hesitant. You keep saying like, I think, maybe, no, I'm definitely in. I'm like, just the way that you're not 100% sure. You're not committed to this. And it takes a lot of energy on my part to train you and to have you be, to check up on you and to make sure that you're good in the team. So I'd rather you be 100% committed and be 100% serious if you're going to enroll as a coach. I don't just want to sign you up and then you to do nothing with it. Okay. So I'll turn people away. I'll tell them that. And I mean, I'm not saying that I will be like, I'm not going to enroll you, but I'll be like, I really don't think that you're sure yet. And I would rather you wait until you are 100% sure. So don't try to force someone or pressure someone before they're ready. Because if you show up like that because you actually care about them and you would rather not waste their time or yours trying to train someone who isn't really committed and doesn't think that they're going to be successful and already has that thought in their mind that this is not right for them, when they are ready, because of the way that you treated them, they're going to come back and they're going to say, I'm ready, and they're going to know that your intentions are to really help them reach their goals. So when you enroll a new coach or a new customer, do you go and tell like your husband or your best friend, like, I enrolled a new coach today, I enrolled a new customer today? Or do you say, oh my God, this girl, Andrea, I talked to her today and she's so freaking pumped up about this opportunity because she has a daughter that's been sick and now she's going to have all this money to be able to provide for her family. Do you know why they're signing up to be a coach? Or is it all about you and all about you bragging to your coaches and saying, oh, I did this, or your husband or your wife, and saying, I just recruited 5 new coaches, look at me. And that external gratification, who is it about? Is it about you or is it about them? Because when you make it about them, that's when you thrive. When you make it about you, that's when you're stuck. I've lived it both ways. I've been the coach who said, Kevin, I just enrolled 5 coaches. I just enrolled 5 new coaches this month. Kevin, look at me. I'm so good. And then none of that ever made me happy. It never was making me happy because it's not meaningful and it's not fulfilling. It's a moment in time of happiness. And then when that external gratification is over because they're already signed up and then they don't reach their goals or whatever happens with them, it's on to the next external gratification and the next external gratification. But if it's about them and it's a meaningful connection and it's something that is going to change their life and you know the reason behind it, that's when it's fun and fulfilling.
Actually, can I share real quick about a story about that? I talked to a girl today, like she was one that was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to myself. And she's an Army, she's in the military. And so she was talking about how her husband has a friend that he talks to like every day. And she was like, I don't have that. She's like, I've always moved around. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to stop you right there. I was like, I knew she was interested in coaching before we got on the phone. And I was like, that honestly is like one of the coolest things that coaching has done for me. I was like, if I were to get married tomorrow, like the people like that I have met through coaching, those would be the people in my wedding, like, and my best friend who I've always grown up with. But I was like, people that I've met through the coaching opportunity are the ones that are like the ones I talk to every day. Like I can help you get the one thing that you've always wanted. I can help you find those friends that no matter where you move, you can get. So like, it's cool. And that's why I said I do both. Cause like John doesn't really care about the details. So I do get excited when I find someone like that, but it is cool. Like I'm excited about the people that I'm finding. And I'm also excited that I'm working on my goals of recruiting.
The recording will be posted in the team page, Melissa. They always are. And I have them actually in a document, like by date and what the topic was. So you can always access that topic or that document and listen to the recordings whenever you want. Yeah, no problem. I get really fired up about that. Because I know what it felt like to be building for selfish reasons, and it was never ending cycle of not being happy and not being good enough. And then when it slowly over time started becoming more about other people than it was about me and my goals, and that's when it became fun again, and fulfilling and meaningful. So what is holding you back from asking someone, have you ever considered doing what I do? Why are you keeping that from someone? Why are you stopping them from having the chance to say yes? Because you're making it about you. And imagine if I had never asked Joanne, or Stephanie, or Callie, or Charisse, then like the rest of you guys wouldn't even be here, because you wouldn't have had the chance to say yes, because they wouldn't have been coaches. So you have to think about all the ripple effect of whose lives that can change. And that is what you have to think about when you go into a conversation and when you start inviting people. Not like, oh, I don't know if they're going to say yes. I hope, please God, let them say yes. I need this coach so I can be a diamond or I can be an emerald. It's about them and their goals and giving them the opportunity to change their life. I'm done. Drops mic. Charisse just turned the light on inside the car. I didn't see your face, though. I just saw the light go on and off. Fist bump. All right, we have 6 more minutes. I know it wasn't really a vision board party, but it was kind of a vision board setting. And I'm just writing down my stuff that I'm going to put on my board. Anybody else want to share or?
I would like to say something real quick. I don't know if any of you guys like paid attention to like Saturday's post, but I know my team knows this. I did something that I haven't done in 4.5 years this past week, and I have been offered this thing the last 2 years to go PRN as an ultrasound tech, and because my last job that I had ended so just bad, it was brought to my attention 2 weeks ago, the opportunity, but it was the wording of what came from the person. And the person said, Callie, you weren't fired because you were a bad tech. You were fired because your supervisor didn't like you and he had a bad day. And something in me clicked. And honest to God, if it had not been for the personal development that I've done in the last 2.5 years, I would not have been in a position last week to go serve 2 other techs so they could go spend time with their family because they're traveling techs. And it just, I don't know, it just put it just made things go full circle for me in my personal development. It taught me how much I've grown and I've moved past the pain and I've let it go. So it's opened more doors and I've actually made more connections, and I have 2 people. One is going to join challenge group this month and another one possibly next month. So it's just, I don't know, it was just cool. So that's why personal development, it's vital. Definitely. So it'll be like kind of like how you said, Marissa, the monotony of coaching. That's how I want to look at it, is just, I'm dang good at scanning. I'm a good tech. And there's no reason why I should let somebody's bad day ruin just a talent that I'm good at. So, but I just thought I'd share that about personal development and how much it can help you grow.
That's something that I probably should have talked about too, is your income is going to be a direct reflection of how much you grow. So you can't attract people to this business that have good leadership skills when you don't. So if you aren't, then you need to be honing in on those skills and learning those skills, because if you're a 6, you're not going to probably attract a 10, most likely, unless you just get randomly lucky. You're going to attract someone who's, less than you. Okay. In the majority of cases. because a 10 is not going to say yes to you. You got to rise up to be a 10 so that you can attract the 10s. And the only way you can do that is consistently doing personal development.
Well, you have the PowerPoint that you did posted.
It was only 4 slides. I can post it.
I know.
Okay.
It had a lot of good information in it.
Okay. Sure, no problem. All right, ladies. Well, let's hop off here because we have a coach call in 2 minutes. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. I'll see you guys later. 2 minutes. Bye.